Hey everyone, this is another episode of Conversation with Dmon and Drizzy, and we have a special guest with us.
How you doing, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Pop Rockstar DJ Smithereen from Southern Illinois area. And I just want to talk about the legacy I'm leaving behind as far as me starting off as a songwriter leading into a screenwriter that led me to the first leap into the music industry, which is DJing.
And as y'all know, this your boy Dmon. So you just heard Drizzy introduction. You just heard our special guest G-Ray. So, we wanted to bring something a little different to this episode. We wanted to have a guest on here today. So this, y'all been seeing us do the solo dolo, podcast. So, and just so y'all know before we start, our last topic was mental health. That one actually did pretty good. We brought in 2K views on YouTube. So I knew that was going to do good because mental health is not talked about enough. But we wanted to switch it up today. Like I said, we got our special guest, G-Ray. So it's going to be a two-topic conversation today. We're going to be talking about leaving a legacy and influencing the culture. So I think them are two big, topics that, also should be talked about. And like I say, on this podcast, we try to talk about topics that's not covered enough. So, yep, we're finna get to it. So I'm gonna say this: leaving a legacy. I definitely want to leave an impact on the world before I go. And reason why, of course, y'all know about my daughter. Mm-hmm. I want to show her everything that I'm doing. Why I grind the way I grind. I want her to be her own boss. I don't want her to ever think, okay, you go to work for somebody else 9 to 5. I don't want her thinking like that's what you gotta grow up and do in life. You can make your own dreams. So, leaving a legacy is important. And as we know, not everybody out there can be their own boss. Some people gotta settle for less, but that ain't what I'm going for. Leaving a legacy to me is important because it's something that I understand that. Like I said, not everybody can do it, but I want to be remembered for leaving a great legacy. Everybody remember me like Dmon. He was a good guy. He did this and that. I eventually want to do stuff for the community. So yeah, man. I think leaving a legacy is important. I want to be respected. I definitely want to be respected by everybody. Before my time come to leave this earth, but like I said, I think we all want to leave a good legacy, and that's just what it is, man. And I mean, how y'all feel like about leaving a legacy? What y'all think about that?
For me, like you said, if I have like future kids, I want to leave a legacy for them. So they can look at me as an example. If you want to do anything in life, just have a good, positive example to your kids. So I want to leave a great legacy for them. So that's why I believe leave a legacy for my kids and everything.
I mean, me, I'm just out here developing different skills, and musical skills, film skills, and if type of skills. What I mean is like skills you can leave around the house, like toys laying around on the carpet floors and the hardwood floors and stuff. And things like that is skills that kids can pick up because you're gonna earn. You're gonna earn just like lawnmowers and stuff like that, blowers and stuff. It's just that's the type of skills I mean as an entrepreneur. So I'm balancing our apprenticeship and I'm balancing our entrepreneurship. And the difference is you're helping somebody else operate their equipment and push their service, community service, and entrepreneurship is you doing it all the same yourself, as an individual, working for yourself independently. So you're just doing independent work versus dependent work, basically.
And like you just said with the kids, man, just showing them young, showing them like, everybody, when they grow up, you can't make your kids do what you want them to do. Let them follow their dreams, but I'll do it at some point when my daughter, and it ain't just my daughter, it's just my anybody in my family I want like the younger siblings. I want them to see like, you know, it's okay to build your own legacy. It's okay to think outside the box. You know, you ain't got to settle for what your parents want you to settle for, because I ain't gonna hold y'all. You know, it's been a lot of times. You know, a lot of my family didn't believe in my dreams, bro, and they, you know, look at it like, you know, you should go be this, you should go be that, you should go settle and get a 9 to 5, and it's like, nah, I know that I have enough talent, and I got a lot of talent to be more than what, you know, than settle for less. I feel like going to work a 9 to 5, I feel like it's settling flesh. Y'all see the government shut down, a lot of people out of jobs right now, so I tell anybody out there, you know, always have your own dreams. You know, it's nothing wrong with thinking outside the box, because everybody, you don't know, you can do anything you put your mind to, and that's what the wise man said. You can do anything you put your mind to. So I tell anybody out there, don't ever settle for less. Chase your dreams. Pharrell said it in interview. You're never too old to chase your dreams, so chase your dreams no matter what. And like I said, leaving a legacy. You know, I know none of us at this table probably where we want to be at right now, but we starting to all do something great, and it's eventually gonna lead to something good. What you put in is what you get out.
Yep, that's exactly how it goes. You know.
Yeah, it's like what we doing at SMA. We leaving a legacy because we doing a lot of things. We got our hands in different hats, like you said, like skits and podcasts, and short films. So we leaving a legacy like that. So
the strong system mentality, the strong system mentality, man. Like that's gonna lead. I want that to lead to something bigger, to where we doing something. We doing something with. We're looking at women in a different light. We ain't just looking at women, you know, twerking, and you see what most people. Whatever time you see a woman, it ain't gotta be her twerking. It ain't gotta be you looking at her in a, you know, nasty type of way. Right. Let's build these women up. You know, let's look at them in a different light. I feel like that's what we finna bring to the table. Let's get them out here to do something for the community. Let's get them out here to do something for the kids. So that's something that we trying to bring to the table, and that's dope, because I feel like anything dealing with kids, the community, even the mayor, anybody like that gonna support it. So when you're doing something good for the kids, you know, that's already leaving a legacy right there. So G-Ray, talk about, man, you know, when you say leaving a legacy, what got you into the music, bro? Like, how did the music come about? What made you be like, oh, I want to get into, you know, I want to start messing around with the music. So how did that come about, bro?
Basically, like, I was born into music. Like, you know, like, I was born into underground music industry of East St. Louis, basically. So, you know, like, artists in my family, I have producers in my family, I have songwriters in my family, engineers in my family. You know, I was leading all the way up to security in my family. You know, and within East St. Louis, you know, that branched out, spread it out throughout Southern Illinois and stuff like that. So I'm just like, you know what, I played with songwriting for a minute. You know, then I played with a recording. I'm like, nah, I ain't ready for recording. So then I played with songwriting. I relocated to a college community, you know, East Illinois area, you know, and then that's when I picked up screenwriting. So I noticed something, like, every time I relocate, I pick up a new skill to a different county. So then I come to St. Clair County, and now my skill is DJing. When I was in Coles County, my skill was songwriting. And then, you know, then when I moved to, so Coles County, it was just songwriting, and then it washed away, and then it went into screenwriting. And I came back home to St. Clair County, and I was DJing, because that's what the hype is. It's fast life now. See, that was quiet life, study life, you know. So you just building up and stuff, your mental and stuff, your textbook mental, you know, and on your own accord. So I've always been a apprentice, and I've always been a freelancer, you know, and now I'm diving into entrepreneurship for the first time right here in my hometown.
That's dope, man. That's pretty dope, bro. So when I would say when we talk about leaving a legacy, what type of legacy do you want to leave with the music and the film? Like, what's something you want to accomplish that you want to be a part of your legacy?
I want to like engineer like a community full of DJs and producers and engineers, and I just want to bring us all together, you know, create a community, and then so that younger individuals can have someone to run to, because we came together as a community now.
And bro, I'm happy you said that, bro, because St. Louis, I feel like the whole St. Louis area, we don't come together enough. We all are so busy being in competition.
Right.
So I'm happy you got that mindset, bro, because we all so busy, we want to outshine each other. What if we all can come together, and what if we can all do something? We can all do something great if we came together. But it's just like it's every man for themselves, and I'm gonna be honest. That's why you gotta leave St. Louis, bro, because
that's how we start off. Why we wanna? Okay, our start is by ourselves. Why we wanna finish to be by ourselves?
Exactly.
That's how you gotta look at it too, and building a community. Everyone came together because we started by ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Now we are together because we don't want to finish by ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's the step. That's the 1-2 step. Instantly, you know, just like track and field. You know.
Yeah, bro. And like I said, everybody just so for themselves is like, well, imagine if we all had the mindset, let's finish together, and it'll open up big opportunities, you know. But like I said, you know, having the ego, most people got egos, and it ain't gonna get you far. You know, I get we all gotta have confidence in ourselves, but always remember too. I'll always remember, and it's just the honest truth right here, that you got an ego, but somebody out there can do something better than you.
Exactly.
So
you should have been partners with them now.
Mm-hmm.
In partnership now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that you know, and then it's just like me. I've been studying like building my wealth of my how to build the wealth of my government last name, and it's just investing into underground and local products and services that's just not rising up for the first, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So you be there as you could be an investor.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then I was thought about also starting my own investment firm one day that also helped the youth be right there before they even start at everything they want to do.
One thing I say when leaving a legacy, something I want to do. We already doing something with the women. We got the women's program. I eventually want to, you know, do something with real estate. I eventually want to, you know, invest in a lot of properties. I also want to do something for the kids where, like, you know, create more like community centers for the kids. Keep the kids, keep them positive. You know, not they got to turn to the streets, and that's what we see a lot these days. It's not. I feel like let's do more stuff for the kids. You know, let's do more stuff for the homeless people. You know, I would like to build something, like I said, for the youth, and you know, get a lot more of these homeless people off the street. So that's something that I want to. That's also something I want to do too. And as you know, like I said, stay motivated always. You know, just keep doing great things, bro. And I feel like what we put in is what we gonna get out. We leaving a great legacy, man.
Right.
Like I said, I don't want to just be known. I want to have an impact, like leave a legacy on, like you said, kids. So they got like boys and girls club, like some after school stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't want to just be known. You know, I want to have an impact on people. You know, like people say, I want to be famous. I don't want to just be famous. I want to have an impact.
Yeah.
Influence people. You know,
Notoriety.
I don't want to just be known. You know, I want to be. Let's see. Like I said, I just want to have like an impact on people, not just be known.
Look at for an example. Look how everybody looked up to Tupac. You know, Tupac was he ain't even on this earth no more, but he's still influencing people.
Yeah.
You know, so that's the type of legacy you want to leave. Like, you know, as we know, Pac went with everybody that don't really know Pac probably think like, oh, he was a violent person. Pac he never was a violent person. You know, he always was for the people, and that's what they don't like to see. You know, they don't want to see us black people doing that great. You know, they want to turn us down. You know, they want to label us as they don't.
Yeah,
they do.
We gotta wear a uniform. We gotta wear a label. We gotta wear a brand now. You know.
Yeah.
So represent ourselves. You know.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, we always been Black Americans. We always been innovative anywhere it goes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and we're gonna continue.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's like you say Tupac, like Michael Jackson too. He got
an
impact on generations. He been gone for a while. Like you say, people still know him, like little kids.
Yeah, still inspiring because his skill inspired to which it left an impact.
Mm-hmm.
That's a legacy right there.
Yeah, that's a strategy.
Mm-hmm.
He left a strategy behind, and strategy led to legacy.
Wow.
That's good. Yeah,
that's deep.
That's deep.
very deep. Very deep, man. You know, and I feel like these artists these days, you know, I'm not saying they're not leaving a legacy, but you don't feel that music like you did back in the 90s. Like, it's a different feeling. You know, you can feel R&B music. You can really feel it back in the 90s. These days, I don't know. This ain't R&B music, you know.
It's heartaches, man. It's drama. It's toxicness. You know, you put it inside your music and stuff, and now you putting poison inside our children.
Yeah.
Mentally, you know, and then it's just leaving bad, poor effects and stuff like that because of the cause. Didn't have nothing to do with it because, like me, I'm an all-around songwriter when I dived in it. So when I was done with it, I crossed over to probably pop and country. So I'm like, all right, well, I'm going on. Now let me go see what's up with Spring right now.
And as we know, trap music only gonna get you so far.
Exactly.
It's not gonna get you that far. I mean, yeah, and we talk about this all the time. We all three didn't have this discussion. Like, we go to shows, everybody is doing the same thing. Nobody know how to switch it up. Everybody want to do trap music. It's like it's more expand your horizon. You know, you don't know what you can do until you try it.
No longevity, anything. You know.
And you relocate, you stay there because you want to get the different elevated, you know, like atmosphere that's gonna help you elevate into different genres and stuff in your craft. You know, to enhance your skill.
Look at for an example. Just this past weekend, they had the No Limit Cash Money versus. So we know both camps influence the culture real good. You know, you still hear people playing Cash Money songs. You still hear people playing No Limit songs, but not taking nothing away from Cash Money or, you know, not trying to out him. But what I respect about Master P is that man was in the NBA. He didn't just he knew he wanted to leave a bigger legacy, so he didn't just stop at music. Like, he took the money he made in music, he sold 100 million records, and now you see he got Rap Snaps, he got Noodles, he's one of the biggest hustlers in the game.
He utilizing his own craft. He utilized his own art, you know, and then it break down into different many atoms of different crafts and stuff. And now you just got, you know, you just got your own stock market family now.
And he teaches kids. And you got to think about these athletes. Like, a lot of these athletes, a lot of them just go to the NBA, but they ain't getting no good education. They didn't get no good education. He want his kids to get proper education, because what if sports don't work out? Now what's your backup plan? You know, and I remember freshman year in high school, we had to take this class called Life, and it was basically, you know, them, you know, asking what you want to do, like, when you grow up. And I can't remember what I said what I wanted my major to be, but I remember my life teacher always said, if you're going to do sports, you need a backup plan. So that's why I like how he teaching his kids education. You know, Romeo, you see Romeo went to USC, but, you know, Romeo also is, you know, Romeo very smart too. Yeah. So, and you know, it comes from his pops. So, also, I feel like education is always important. You know, you know, you want to be an athlete. It's good to have the skill set to be an athlete, whether it's football, basketball, whatever. But always, you know, education is important too. Because, you know, you got to have some type of education to start your own business. You got to have some type of education to, you know, get out here. You know, you read. We got to know how to read. You got to have some type of education in what you're doing. So that's why it's important to know education. You know, that's very important now. And I feel like I'm gonna say this too. When we talk about influence in the culture, we finna switch gears for a little bit. So when we talk about influence in the culture, you know, who do y'all think? I know we said Tupac and Michael Jackson, but who do y'all think left the biggest impact? Like, who y'all think celebrity wise has the biggest impact like out here?
Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson.
Yeah, I got something.
No one got a bigger impact than Mike Jackson. Man, like, come on now, like,
that's always gonna be the right answer.
That man is a pioneering, record breaking,
yeah,
you know, pop singer, man. Like, what can you know, you really can't even. That's why I started the songwriting.
Yeah.
That's one of the influencers out there that made me pick up the craft songwriting. You know?
Yeah, especially like in the music world. But you talking like sports, Michael Jordan, Lexi, greatest basketball player.
Oh, yeah.
Even though people say it's Bill Russell because he got more rings, but Michael Jordan, he's probably the greatest basketball player ever. Definitely left a legacy.
He did.
You know.
Because you go to the United Center, I've been to the United Center in Chicago. It's got all his accomplishments, what he did, you know, when he played in Chicago. So yeah, man. But I'm gonna say this. Though. I do want to ask y'all this too. When we talk about influence in the culture, these people like to refer to them as YNs. Let me just say this. We hear about these YNs getting in trouble. We hear about them carrying guns at 10, 15 years old. And it started from, like I said, it started from, like, the parents, you know, with the environment they're around, what they're seeing on TV. And that's going back to what we said. We want to build more youth centers. We want to do more for the kids to keep them off the streets. But I mean, they look at a person like an NBA YoungBoy. They look at a person like think of your favorite trap rapper, and they think that's the life to go live. I want to go out here and kill people, but only two things that's gonna come with being dead or going to jail.
All right.
So, what do y'all think, as far as the YNs? Besides, I know we said, building youth centers to keep them off the streets, but what else do y'all think the YNs are missing, and, why else they turn into the streets and, carrying guns at a young age? What else do you think they, missing?
I mean, it's like the big brother, big brothers and stuff, big sisters, they just, the big brothers and big sisters need to step up, you want to call everybody your cousin and stuff like that, go talk some sense into your cousin, go talk some sense to your friend, you call everybody your friend, go talk some sense into your homie, you call everybody your homie, you feel me, go talk some sense to them, that's just basically what it is, we need individual leaders to step up, to talk some sense, because you're right there, and you're not talking any sense. So it's just that's the only way, they're going to come up out of that. It's right there where they at. Only can help that push out of that. It's the push and pull. So if somebody step up, give them the push, and then, if somebody else waiting at the finish line, it's always to start and the finish. To balance as well.
What you think about it, Drizzy?
Well, like you said, they need a father figure or a mother. I mean, they might have a mother, but they have that father figure to help them through. And it could be a boy or a girl. I'm just saying they need a role model. Like you said, if you my play brother, my sister, help me out then. Just don't be there just to be there, not helping me out, give me advice or anything.
Yeah.
And the problem, I'm gonna say this, the problem that us as a society we got too many yes men around us. There ain't nobody out here, you got these YNs, ain't nobody out here telling us the truth, I don't want to be around a bunch of yes men. That's number one, because I want somebody to tell me when I'm doing wrong. I want somebody to tell me when I'm not right, because that's only how you're gonna grow as a person.
Yeah.
You can't always have a bunch of yes men around, because I want you to tell me when I'm wrong. That's what I admire about you, G-Ray, bro. Every time when we having a business conversation or whatever, you tell it how it is, bro. You tell us like what we need to do, like what we need to push for. That's one thing I respect about you, bro. You're not a yes man. You know, I like this, I like that. Nah, be honest with them, and that's what I feel like. You know, these young kids. They, you know, if you're gonna be like you said, you're gonna be my play brother, my cousin. Tell me what it is, you know. Tell me what I'm doing wrong, you know. Tell me stop hanging around that dude, stop hanging around her. They not a good influence, you know. So tell them that this rap music, it's not this trap music. It ain't gonna lead you to no good path. So that's what I feel. You know, it's a lot of yes men around, and we need more role models. We do.
Like, oh, I just robbed the bank, man. What you think? Oh, that shit dope, bro. Can't be like that.
Nah.
Can't be that.
That's not what's up.
I mean, look, I know we all earn for money, you know. I mean, but robbing the bank, that ain't gonna do nothing, man. Like this ain't set it off, you know. I know you watch movies and think it's cool, but movies is acting. This is real life. This is real life, you know. This ain't a movie. This ain't none of that, you know. What y'all see these rappers doing, they making millions of dollars. They're getting paid to do it, you know. And that's why, you know, you think it's so cool. Like, yeah, we all grew up watching BET. We all grew up wanting to meet that celebrity. But as I grew older and understood the business more, what they got to do, you know, some of these entertainers got to put on a dress. It's a lot of stuff that comes with being in the entertainment industry. And, you know, do you want to look back and tell your kids, oh, I had to do this to get famous? Nah. I want to, look, I'm going to tell y'all this, and I'm going to say this on this podcast. I'm never selling my soul for no money. I don't care if it's $1 million, $1 billion, I'm never selling my soul. If I can't get the money the right way, I don't want it.
Facts.
You got to really just, you know, it's like a sacrifice your goal, not your soul. Because if you sacrifice your goal, you're going to end up with what? If I sacrifice my goal, I'm going to end up with home ownership. If I sacrifice my goal, I'm going to end up with acres. If I sacrifice my goal, I'm going to end up with a small business and a light bill and a rent. So you sacrifice your goal, not your soul. And then you realize, dang, I got to build from ground up just like God. See, God build from the top, you build from the ground up.
And what I read, Mimi Faust, Stevie J, Baby Mother, y'all remember, if y'all did watch Love and Hip Hop, you know, the era when she put that sex tape out. I read that her daughter, she pulled her daughter out of public school because she didn't want her daughter to go through the backlash of her, you know, of the mistakes she made. So now you then ran out her, you know, and, you know, she say, oh boy, she did the sex tape with Nico. He leaked it, but still, it's like, she wasn't really being honest about it, but now your daughter has to deal with the backlash of your mistake you chose to make. You know, you ran out here and, you know, you made a sex tape the world can see. Now they teasing your daughter. Now they like this type of example, you know. And I know Mimi Faust, she a good person. She's a good person, but, you know, she, like I say, we all make mistakes, you know. Mistakes is how you're going to grow to be a better person, but still, you don't want to lead. You don't want to influence your kids like that's the right thing to do.
And that's not the legacy you want to leave.
No.
Cause your kids gonna be like, damn, man, I gotta live with this for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and with things you do in life, do reflect off your children's futures too as well.
Yeah, do.
They gotta get in school.
Right, they gotta go to school.
And it's like people watch Love and Hip Hop. Love and Hip Hop is drama, but you know you got people out here that love drama. Drama is what sells these days. So it's like it's sad. It's more drama push. It's more things dealing with drama these days. Than you see more people tuning into drama than you do them being positive. And once again, that goes back to saying we don't have enough role models. But I think it's going to get better, you know, just when, you know, I don't mind. I was given an opportunity to come, you know, talk to young kids about entrepreneurship, but I felt at the time, you know, I didn't have enough, like, you know, ready enough tools. You know, I wasn't set up the right way to do it, you know, business wise, but I don't mind going and talking to the young kids, telling them, you know, go, you know, the right route to go in life. I want to see all the youngins. I want to see everybody do good in life. You know, I don't wish nothing bad on nobody. You know, because believe it or not, man, the same, like we just said, the same energy that you put out, it's the same energy you're going to get back. So I want to see everybody do good. I want to see everybody, proceed in life.
Mm-hmm.
But I say this, we don't have, like I say, people, these movie stars and these actors. That's why I respect Chance the Rapper, because then he opened didn't he do something in Chicago where he opened a school, or he did something like that?
I believe so.
Yeah, he opened a school. He did something for the education. So I respect people like that building a legacy for the kids. I respect people, you know, that want to see these kids do good. You know, want their futures to be bright. So that's good in influencing the culture and leaving a good legacy. So I think that's what really matters, man. You know, and coming together. I also would like to see us come together more as a whole and support each other, not put each other down. And I think over time that'll get better. I think over time it'll get better. You know, I just tell anybody, surround yourself with the right people and stay away from people that's negative. They always talking about, you know, they always talking about going out every other weekend and I'm finna go do this and that. No, why don't you try to invest your money, try to save your money, put your money toward a business, put your money towards something that's you'll benefit from later in life. You ain't gotta spend every dime you get.
Right.
You know, so that's like I said, man. I'm gonna teach my daughter the ins and outs of being an entrepreneur. I'm gonna teach her the ropes. I'm gonna be like, you don't have to never settle for less. Always want more. Always, like I said this a couple of episodes ago. Do good and go hard at whatever you do, because you never know who's watching, man. You never know.
Mm-hmm.
So I got a question for G-Ray. I know you got creativity, so you do music, so how you want your music to influence the people listening? You know?
I mean, like, I want them to, like, see me, it's like this. I want to have something to do with structuring songwriting. I want to teach songwriting classes. I want to teach screenwriting classes. I want to teach DJing classes and stuff like that, and leave that, legacy behind as an instructor. You know, when you look towards my retirement, more I'm looking towards my, the spotlight. So I'm looking at all the things behind the scenes. Music industry is broad behind the scenes. It's broad behind the scenes in film. It's broad behind the scenes. Right now I'm a restaurant apprentice. It's broad behind the scenes in restaurant. So I'm balancing out restaurant apprentice, music apprentice, and film apprentice right now. These three things. It's not a juggle at all. It's timeline. You know, like, because in school, my favorite subjects was social studies and English. So in social studies, teach you how to timeline things. You apply with English, and you apply your English craft and skills to music and film, and now you're able to timeline your legacy.
Wow.
So on my journey, I was on learning how to timeline all along in order to become an instructor and retirement. It's just, I didn't know,
Wow.
I didn't know all this songwriting was going to lead to me being an instructor. All this screenwriting is going to lead me to being an instructor. But I caught it in my humble beginnings as a DJ, as a pop rock star DJ. I caught myself. I'm an be an instructor ahead of time. So now it teach you how to be ahead in time. Skills teach you how to be ahead of time.
That's amazing, man.
Our founding fathers, they operated anywhere in the country based off skills, strategic skills. That's timeline. So they had to, how like coaches in sports go look at the old old games,
highlights
and stuff. Our founding fathers, that's the same way they do. Same way. It's kind of like sports.
Let me ask you this, G-Ray. Do you got somebody music-wise that around the area that you want to work with?
Besides us.
I mean, it's so many to choose from. It's Southern Illinois, metropolitan. It's so many. You know what? That's why I said I have to label myself as an instructor and just get them all rallied up. And just we'll work something out. For us the community service, we'll figure something out. But it's all everybody want to work with. That's just how I'm feeling right now.
Yeah.
As my becoming a pop rock star DJ for the first time, I'm just feeling like I'm ready to work with everybody. I'm ready to push everybody music and stuff. For behind my DJ booth and just I'm just trying to help everybody.
It's no stuck in a box.
Right.
Yeah.
I control within this box.
Now I know. Take it back a little bit. When me and you went to the studio with we went to the Lighthouse Sounds. And what would you say about that day? What influenced you about being in that session?
I just I looked around. I'm like, dang man, I'm in a room full of all producers. And here I am, a songwriter. That's what hit me right then and there. I'm a songwriter in a room full of all producers. So it was just like, the producers need artists. So as a songwriter, I can sit here and can I afford all these that these producers are innovating? No. So I will do this, and that's when the idea. That's what it is. The brainstorming started right there. I'm a songwriter. How can I afford all these beats? And I'm in a room full of all these producers. And that's when it struck me. Leading up to my journey, leading up to my figuring out my title. My real title is just a pop rock star DJ. I bring producers, the food,
That's what was crazy, bro. The videographer that was doing pictures, he was a producer too. So yeah, he was a producer who was shooting all the footage and everything. So I get what you're saying, and that was a pretty dope session that we was in.
It was, man. It's just it inspired me to become a DJ from that point to I can reel in the artist as a DJ.
It felt right. That you was comfortable in that space.
Yeah, I was comfortable. I was real comfortable. I'm like, man, I'm feeling like, man, yeah. Man. My job was right there. My job spoke to me.
You was even dancing around the studio,
bro. Yeah, I was dancing. I celebrated because that's my strength. All I know, I was born around artists. All I know is artists. So it's just like, I just knew right there and there, man. Like, nah, I don't need to be no producer. It's DJ. I know too many artists, man. I need to be a DJ. Hit me.
And I want to ask you this too, bro. What, when we came up with the Stay Motivated Always concept, what was it about it that just caught your attention? Like, I got to get behind this. I got to support this.
Because it was always like, on my journey, I'm like, man, I don't, I lost contact. You're going to lose contact with people that's like yourself, along your journey. So I figured, like, man, I realized one day, I'm like, man, I got to self-motivate myself. And then you brought this to me and stuff, like, yeah, stay motivated always. Because I already felt I got to motivate myself. And that's what stay motivated always means. You got to stay self-motivated. On your journey, because all the people that you started with ain't gonna be the same people that you finished with.
Exactly, bro.
So you gotta stay motivated and self-motivation.
Man.
It's relay, man. You gotta get ahead for yourself. And then to the point, it's ahead for the team.
Can't motivate everybody else. Can't motivate yourself.
Right.
Start with you first.
Like Nipsey Hussle said, the marathon continues, man.
Yep.
But man, we finna get ready to wrap this thing up. So And G-Ray, tell them where they can find you at, man. Your platforms they can follow you on.
I mean, you can follow me on TikTok, Smithereen 94. You can follow me on, my name is Gerald Smith on Facebook, and then you can follow me on Instagram, Smithereen 94 as well. And I'm Pop Rockstar DJ Smithereen.
Man, go tap in. Make sure you tap in with bro, man. He a real one, bro.
Dope, man.
Very dope.
Southern Illinois, Cougar Nation.
Man, Drizzy, any last thoughts, bro?
Hey, man. If you want to leave a legacy, you gotta be positive, with it. Be negative. That's how I feel.
So find you some business, to stay positive. Stay motivated always.
Yep, that's the motto. Stay motivated always. Leaving a legacy, always have a positive mindset and influencing the culture, man. Just stick around, stay around positive people. People you see doing good things, like they say, you hang around full billionaires, you're going to eventually become one. So instead, just keep being around people that's doing positive things. If you see them doing things for the culture, they're the type of people to be around. Stay away from negative people. That's the best thing I can say. I can tell y'all. But we finna wrap it up. This has been another episode of Conversations with Dmon and Drizzy. Our special guest G-Ray. We out. Talk to y'all later.